What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another podcast episode for the Personal Podcast. I got my buddy, longtime friend, longtime Marvel fan. Anytime movie shit happens with Marvel, we're dissecting it in the messages. My boy John Kratz, Jonathan K, John, Jonk, whatever many names he goes by. How are we feeling today, man?
We're feeling pretty good. Just watched the Spider-Man movie this last weekend. Yeah, I grew up with Marvel, grew up with all that, dabbled in the comics as a kid. So I take this stuff to heart. I'm passionate about it. I'm ready to talk about it.
So there's people you talk about Marvel movies with, the comic people. I have a bunch of comics. I just got a couple at a flea market. I don't delve into them yet. But there are those people you talk about the movie with, and they're like, I didn't really like that Jean Grey was a villain. I didn't really, I hate those people that dissect the movie to a T,
Yeah, and I fear I could be like that sometimes, but like I think I think for the most part, like I'm pretty tame about it. Like I'm pretty understanding because at the end of the day, I am just a dude that likes to see superheroes in movie form.
You got
Like,
to
that's
be.
just it. Yeah.
Like those people that it's like a fake made up character. And they're like, why are they black? Like
Well, like I have run into the people, like there was an individual that I knew personally who was not a fan of like Silver Surfer and Fantastic Four being a woman. He was
yeah.
like that stuff. That's where it's like, all right, like it's a movie. And honestly, that actress did a better job than the actor in the original Fantastic Four in the early 2000s. Like I was able to level with her a little bit more
Yeah.
than him.
I
But it's
hailed
just
your
the fact.
beginning.
Yeah, literally, that's iconic. Like, what? Tell me something about early 2000s Silver Surfer.
I can't
Nothing.
remember shit you saying, but I know he was like
Yeah,
all over Invisible Woman though. That's all I
yeah,
remember about bro.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, excited to break down some of this. We're talking about Spider-Man Brand New Day today, breaking down our Spider-Man films, best Spider-Man. We're just diving deep into Spider-Man today.
100%.
Pause. But let's get right into the review for Brand New Day. How do you feel about this film? What were your initial thoughts after seeing this past weekend?
It's incredible because this, like, in this time in my life, like, it's so hard to find time to go and watch a movie nowadays. But for a movie that was 2.5 hours long, not one point was I like, like, oh man, when's this ending? Like, when is this over? Like, I was locked. I was dialed the whole time. It was a great movie. Like, so, and usually, like, I'm personally like not the biggest fan of like in solo movies, like so many side characters. Like, and we'll get into this later when we go through all the Spider-Man movies. But like, for example, Spider-Man Homecoming, like Iron Man was in that a little much, in my
He
opinion.
was a main
But-
character.
Yeah, literally. But I think in this movie, like, with Hulk, Jean Grey, Punisher, like those characters, like they all played a role, but they all kind of stayed in their lane. I think it was perfect. I think it was perfect use of them, their abilities to kind of tackle each part of the story.
They
I
all serve
enjoyed it.
their purpose. Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree. And I think Punisher, man, him and Spider-Man as a duo, I fucked with that a lot.
Yeah.
Punisher, he was exactly who he's been and everything else, but he can't kill people. And
Yeah.
Peter
Yeah.
and his dynamic was really cool with that, handling
Yeah.
that specifically. And just seeing a little, his older mentor. I think that's way better than what Tony Stark and Iron Man was for him in the first
Yeah.
one.
I think because he's more realistic with it. It's more
Yeah.
practical. And I saw a tweet the other day that was like, it's true. Where it's like, oh, Peter Parker did to the Punisher what Matt Murdock couldn't do in 3 seasons in one movie. But it's like the point. Like, I also need to see like a solo movie of whatever happened on Staten Island. I got to see
Yeah,
that
me too.
because I'm curious.
That running joke. But no, yeah, it was a great film. I think some of my favorite takeaways from this is I saw this and I was like, damn, this is probably certain aspects. I'm like, that's the best version of Spider-Man I've seen, visually, him
Yeah.
swinging, like some of the stuff. The director really took his time with it. He really poured into it. This
Yeah.
is a Shang-Chi director. Um,
Yes.
so the fighting scenes were peak. Um,
Yes.
Peter Parker being an adult. I think this is the first time we've seen that in, Tom Holland's trilogy. He's been a little boy in every other film.
Yeah, yeah, he looks older too, but I don't know. Is that like an age thing, or that it was more
Yeah.
so like just him looking miserable, and that's
Yeah.
like that's like the adult form, I guess. But no, he killed it, and I love like that. Marvel really listened to the people. They really listened to the fans that we needed more like swinging scenes, more just hometown hero swinging through the city in New York, just that vibe, that energy that people felt when they played the Spider-Man games and they were, bless you,
Thank you.
and then they were swinging through the city in the game, you know, like they want that vibe of like he's just out here, he's free, but like helping people. That's
Yeah.
the vibe that I could appreciate for sure. And they did a really good job at showing that.
Yeah, and the swinging, there was like different feel to it, like the noises. I don't know. There was just like
Mhm.
microphones out and shit. The boom guy was going crazy. uh,
Boom was all over the place.
Oh yeah, a lot of boom pause.
Yeah.
So I really fucked with it. In those aspects, seeing Spider-Man to this level visually, like we saw it at Imagine Theaters in Batavia on the big screen. Like the shit was amazing. It was very visually appealing. The fighting was good. Seeing him kind of like be that smart guy for real, really dialed in into this. And I like how with Zendaya and Ned, they really didn't just be like, all right, yeah, they're back together, you know? They
Yeah.
dealt
Yeah.
with that in a way that I think was realistic. Cause she's
Yes.
like, I get that you love me. I don't know you. I don't
Yeah.
know. It was definitely hard to see for Tom Holland and rooting for him, but
Yeah.
we needed MJ to be a demon again, you know? Like the
Yeah.
previous MJ.
Yeah, maybe I just need to watch it a second time, but I guess I can't understand why, like, Ned was able to recognize him at the end of the movie, but MJ wasn't, and I understand that, like, Jean Grey was in MJ's head at the time, but I guess, like, maybe reading that letter probably would have done like, in my head, should have done, like, the equivalent of what the handshake did for Ned, so I'm a
Yeah.
little confused there, but overall, I do like how they, like, use Jean Grey's power even, like, farther than what she's able to do in, like, a fighting standpoint, like, just her showing that her powers are one of the more powerful ones in the X-Men universe to the point where she's able to kinda put a tamper on Doctor Strange's spell. I could appreciate that a lot, but I am confused as to why MJ was unable to remember him, but Ned was
You
doing
know
that well.
why, bro. You know
'Cause
why.
it's because they're best friends for
The
life,
bros,
I
bro.
get it, but that's the love of his life. I don't know, I don't know.
I guess I see some people on Twitter speculate too. Um, in one of the scenes in No Way Home, he has the little ring on his finger where he's able to do the magic and shit. They did the handshake and a spark flew off and it was like some type of magic or whatever. So the handshake, I don't know. It just I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know if
I
I
feel
buy
like
into
I'm
that.
not gonna get a reasonable explanation on this
No, you're
until
not.
yeah. That's okay, that's fine.
But no, I thought this film did great with a lot of things. Some cons that I have getting into that portion. I wanted to see Tombstone more. I wanted to see Scorpion more. I know a lot of people are like, Spider-Man has like the best villains possible, and we see Jean Grey and Buddy from the Damage Control. That's the two villains. So
Mm.
that was kind of troubling.
The actor who played Tombstone, I forgot his name, but he like I saw a tweet that said like, "Oh, so and so says that." What was his name? I feel disrespectful for not remembering his name,
I don't know
but
his name either. Tombstone.
that that he said like, "Oh, like when I found out I got the role of Tombstone, like I cried because I knew that I'd do a lot of things for the fans. Like the fans would appreciate Tombstone being in the movie." He was in the movie for like 5 seconds, like, that
Yeah.
kinda sucks, but at the end of the day, like, you can only ask for so much when there's so many characters in one movie, so I get like, I think it was reasonable, I think it was a nice little cameo.
Yeah.
But I think Scorpion had like for me, like a sufficient amount of screen time. Like I think he was pretty, well versed, especially like after like because and we'll get into this later with the list again. I'm a huge advocate for those Amazing Spider-Man movies with Andrew Garfield. So when that end credit scene at the second movie, at the end of the second movie, you can say your piece later. But at the end of the second movie, where they were showing all the suits in the circle, and Scorpion suit was one of them. That was, like, someone that I was excited for,
Mhm.
and they put him on the big screen in a very good way, I think. I was pleased with the way that he was portrayed, even if he was, like, possessed by Jean Grey for, like, one of the fight scenes. I think he did a good job.
Yeah, and he did. Now that I think about it, he did get a lot more time. Maybe it's just on singling Tombstone out because
Yeah.
you saw him in the trailer, and I'm thinking
Yeah.
like he's gonna be in the film a lot, but
Yeah.
nah, he was in there
But
for 5 seconds.
the amount of time he was in the trailer is essentially how long he was in the
Yeah,
movie for. Yeah,
that might
that
have been
that
his
that
scene.
sucks. Yeah. Yeah, that
A lot
sucks,
of a
but
lot of people said like, yeah, the trailers. They always pump fake you. These trailers need to stop. They showed a lot in the trailers and for Brand New Day, and
Yes,
the hand
yes.
scene when I mean not the hand the yeah is it they're called the hand the people
Yeah,
that
the
the
hand did.
him fighting them, that was a pivotal moment in the movie, and they showed it in the trailer.
Yeah, that was too much for me. Yeah, I know. The second I saw, like, I was hyped when the trailer came out, but then I saw that it was like over 2 minutes long. I was like, come on, like, what are we
Yeah,
doing? It way
hella
too much.
trailers too.
Like, yeah, like, yeah, it was too much for me. But at the end of the day, like, I think it was a long movie, so maybe I don't think they needed the length, but maybe it wasn't as bad as I thought it was. But yeah, I think a con for me for the movie honestly kind of has to do with Jean Grey a little bit.
Okay.
It's um her character development, like, for her to be, and I'm very excited for what Marvel is gonna do with the X-Men, because the X-Men and like is a very I like those movies more than I like the Avengers
Me too.
movies. So I am excited for what they're gonna do. But Jean Grey being the most powerful one and one of the more significant characters, for her to go through this like redemption arc in like one movie that isn't even her own, that's it's kinda
Yeah.
silly for me, like, I that like, when people say, like, "Why was Jean Grey a villain?" That's not necessarily my problem, but it kinda ties into it, like, if she's gonna be a villain, like, it's kinda like the inverse of what they did to Scarlet Witch, like, I don't know, if, like, I feel like she if you're gonna make her a villain, then give her that bigger a arc so she could, like, redeem herself in X-Men movies, you know? But
Right. They kind
that's
of
just
answered the
me.
question into this film.
Yeah, literally, and it's a Spider-Man movie,
Yeah,
but I
she
digress,
saved his
yeah,
life and shit. I don't
yeah,
know. There's a specific scene that I saw people on Twitter say that. Well, the director said it was true. You know when Peter Parker is awake and he's in the streets and this kid is shooting webs at him.
yeah.
That was Jean Grey talking to him, I guess.
Yeah, yeah, I
Oh,
saw
you
that
knew
too.
that already, all
Yeah, no, I
right?
see yeah, I
You're
no,
like, all right.
I peeped that theory. Um, there was another theory about Miles Morales too. What this not Jean Grey, I suppose, but that made me think about like in the crowd when he was walking out of the hospital,
Yeah,
Peter Parker, and he saw that kid like on his father's shoulder or whatever the case was, thinking that that was like that may have been Miles Morales because he looked at him and did
damn.
the thing. Yeah, but like in an alternate universe, obviously, or whatever it may be, who knows? But there were little things like that throughout the
Easter
movie.
eggs. I like stuff
Yes,
like
yeah,
that. I can appreciate stuff
yeah.
like that. For you, what was the best action sequence, the best like fight scene in your opinion?
Dude, oh gosh, I really like. I want to say it was like his fight with the hand, but on one hand, they were beating the brakes off of him for like the first half. And then the second half, like when he locked in, the fight scene only took like an extra 10 more seconds. So it isn't that. If I were to pick one, I really liked his fight with Scorpion when Scorpion was possessed by Jean.
Yeah.
I liked that a lot. There were a lot of moving pieces, and we really saw, even though it wasn't actually Scorpion, like it was his power to his full potential. Or I thoroughly enjoyed his fight with Hulk. That's like a lot of people's pick, I think.
The Hulk scene, it wasn't that long, but I really fuck with it too. And I like that he wasn't like they didn't let him work Hulk. Hulk was beating his ass. Hulk could have
Yes.
killed him if he wanted to.
Yeah, yeah, it wasn't just like, oh, it wasn't another Hulk letdown, like, they really showed and they did him different too, like, I saw, like, a side-by-side comparison of Hulk in the past versus then, and, like, they even, like, made a remark in the movie, I think Spider-Man said something like, "Oh, like, you look bigger," or something, and he just looked mean, he looked
Yeah.
scary, he looked, like, horrifying,
That's the
and
Hulk we
that's
needed.
yes, dude, but that's again, that's something they showed in the trailer that I was like, "Oh, like, I could have been surprised with that." Oh, I digress.
Just showing
Yes.
Banner's ass.
Yeah, yeah. But it was that or the scene with Scorpion, I think. Those are my 2 favorite ones.
Yeah, I did fuck with the Scorpion fights. Was the one with him and Punisher trying to take down the Hulk, chasing down the Hulk like that.
Yeah.
The hand probably the one for me because you see
Yeah.
him, take on the having to deal with being Peter, having to deal with Spider Man, but then also like just I'm both. Like that scene gave me chills. I was like,
Yeah.
about to
Yeah.
bust.
Yeah, he locked in. I could appreciate it. He locked in for
Yeah,
sure. He locked in for sure.
that was a peak
That's,
line.
yeah, yeah.
And then the
Um,
cocoon shit with like them putting them all in the web. Yeah. It made me feel like, damn, this is the most OP Spider-Man I've seen.
yeah. Sorry, I don't know if you heard that notification.
I did hear it, bro. Don't let it happen again. No, just kidding.
um, no, that was a good scene. I did enjoy that too. Um, yeah, the Hulk and Punisher, like I mean, Spider-Man and Punisher's like duo
I need to see them
is
more.
yeah, absolutely. If that would be a spinoff that I'd watch. And I'm someone who wasn't a fan of like the amount of spinoffs that Marvel came out with. Like I'm currently watching WandaVision finally. Like I had never seen it before. Like I only had ever seen like Loki. I never watched like
Yeah.
any of the shows. One
Watch
because of
Moon Knight
time.
too. Watch Moon
Yeah,
Knight as
and
well.
that's on my list. But they canceled it. So now like what significance does it have? You know what I'm saying? Like
It's still a peak
like
show, but yeah, every good show they're just canceling, which I don't
mhm,
understand. Um, I know I haven't seen Wonder Man, but I heard really good things about it.
I haven't either.
I watched like 2 episodes of Ironheart too, and
I
people say
can't get
it's
behind that.
people say it's cheeks.
That's last on my priority list. I'm not gonna lie. That's dead last. That's if I'm like bedridden.
um, but for the Spider-Man, back to best part of the film, your favorite part of the film, worst part of the film.
Oh gosh, I gotta think about this. Like I'll go worst first. Worst part of the film, in my opinion, it's gotta be like towards the end. Like just like first instinct. If I think of anything else later, like I'll let you know. But I think worst part. I think that the ending is just like I really think, and I talked about this. I feel like they were shoving it down our throats the whole like
Yeah,
you don't have to be alone, you can do blah blah blah. And I know like half of that is like like Disney trying to like convey a message in a movie, and then the other half is like that's just like how movies are supposed to be.
yeah.
But I think they were doing a little much with
You
like
thought it
the
was a hotline commercial. They were gonna throw that number, call this
yeah,
number.
literally, yeah. They're like, I searched up like what is depression, and that's like the result that comes up. Like you can get help. Like I felt like they were doing a little much. Don't get me wrong. Like I love the Aunt May scene. I love that they showed her like because she was a very meaningful part of his life, and that's like his person that he has to live without.
Yeah,
Um, but I thought like, and that ties into what I said earlier about Jean Grey's arc being too short. That probably was my least favorite part. I think if they toned it down a little bit, I would have enjoyed it and appreciated it a little more.
right.
But my favorite, oh, well, you go your least favorite first. While I think about my
Probably,
favorite.
yeah, probably. The Tombstone not being in there as much. Um, I think that was a big thing that I was excited for because I do like the actor. Can't name his name, just
I'm gonna look
Tombstone.
him up. I feel
Yeah,
bad.
think it's Toby something if I had to guess. But yeah,
Yeah.
I was really excited for that because that's a villain we haven't seen yet. I know he's done the voice for him in like TV shows and stuff.
Marvin Jones, the third.
Marvin Jones. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's an albino, I think. But
Yes, he is. Yeah, he is.
perfect blend for the character, I guess.
They cast the right guy. I just
Yeah.
can't appreciate him.
So I think that was a thing I was really excited to see. Maybe more a longer him and Hulk fight. Um But yeah, I would say yeah, the ending is kind of a bit of a letdown. Even though like I was cool with it, it was a good ending. I think I could have wanted to see a little more,
Yeah, I think
more action,
personally,
maybe.
like, yeah, perhaps, yeah, like maybe even honestly, like I would have appreciated a Spider-Man Jean Grey fight if it meant that Jean Grey's like redemption arc would be a little longer than that. And this is also coming from the point of view that like the last time I saw a Jean Grey was in Dark Phoenix, and that whole movie was kind of a letdown.
Yeah, it was.
Where she was like a bad guy because of like the solar energy that like possessed her in that movie. I think they could have done a little bit more with that. Thoroughly, like my favorite part though, and maybe this is ironic and like hypocritical because some may argue that this is cheesy, but when he was walking out of the hospital, he saw that people appreciated him. I thought that was like a low key way of displaying the message that they were like shoving down our throats earlier. The whole like,
Yeah.
you don't have to do this alone, like you're seen, you're heard. But they did that in like a very low key way. Like he was just like I looked back at the clip like on Twitter or not Twitter, Instagram, and the scene of him walking out of the hospital to when he left the hospital was several minutes long. but it didn't
Damn.
feel that way.
No, I
It
didn't.
didn't feel that way at all. It felt like he was, like, just taking it all in, like, "Wow, these people love me to death." Like, they would ride for me, you know? Like,
And then
that
Punisher with the
alone.
mask.
Yes, literally, like, that showed it alone, the message of, like, although I may not feel seen or heard, I am. Maybe not the way that, like, I envisioned, but I am, and that's a more powerful message for me than when they were sitting on the bed with, like, Aunt May, and when like, see, I can't get behind that, like, when Jean Grey was I'm so alone, and, like, Peter I forget the actual lines, but Peter Parker was like, "You have me." Like,
She barely
like
knows you, bro.
yeah, like, and I know it doesn't have to be like a romantic thing because it's not obviously, but it's just like it feels forced. It feels so forced. That's just my opinion though. But I thought the hospital scene was way more impactful than that in a low key way.
That could have, been the part that they kept just, leaving it as
Yeah,
that. Yeah,
yeah,
for me, honestly, anytime the Punisher and Peter were together, that the connection, the chemistry
yeah.
was there. I know
Yeah.
Tom Holland did an interview and he was like, "Yeah, we were just riffing, bro. We were just out there just saying
Dude, that's
whatever."
awesome. Yeah, that's actually great. Yeah, I need
uh
a show of them. I need a spinoff or something.
Something. They were in the
Yeah,
Odyssey together too, so they know each other. They have
I've yet to see that.
a
Yeah,
good relationship. You need to see it, bro, but make sure you're not front row.
yeah. I did not know John Bernthal was in. That's besides the point. I didn't know he was in the Odyssey, but
Everybody's in it, bro. Zendaya, Tom Holland,
yeah,
Robert Pattinson. Uh,
yeah.
it's a full film full of A-list actors. But yeah, so anytime they were on the screen together, the hand fighting scene where he gets to the point where he's saying I'm both, how that scene starts off too, where he's stretching, he's like, you see the comedy behind Peter Parker and
I
Spider-Man
got I got the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man vibes when he was doing
right there.
that.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what
That's
I'm
what
looking for. I'll die on that hill. He's like what he has the argument for being the better Spider-Man. Like I love it. I'm there for it. We'll talk about that though. We'll get
yeah.
into this, but
That moment was funny, and then he got to BTA on the hand, started whooping people's
yeah,
ass. So I like that whole scene altogether. But if you had to come to a complete like out of 10, what do you say Brand New Day is?
9.3. I've had
9.3?
that. Yeah, I've had that number set. Yeah, because my real only issue with it was the Jean Grey thing, not even necessarily like a Spider-Man thing. Like if I'm gonna make an argument about development with anybody in the movie, Tom Holland as Peter Parker, like that development. I mean, you said it earlier, like first movie, he was a little kid. Like the movie's literally called Homecoming. Like
Yeah.
he was going to Homecoming in the movie as well, like 15, 16 years old in that movie. And we've come to this point where like he's gotten knocked down time and time again. Not necessarily like my guy Thor. He's going through it. He's at rock bottom.
Love and
But
Thunder's cheeks.
yeah. But dude, yeah, no, Peter Parker has just been through this like whirlwind of emotion, torment, all this stuff, and he still finds a way to like appreciate the little things despite all that. Like that this is a Spider-Man that I can enjoy. My only issue with character arc was Jean Grey's, unfortunately, but and my comments about like them pushing the message a little much.
Yeah.
But overall, it
Shoving
was
it
a
down your throat.
phenomenal movie with a lot of moving pieces that they were able to do pretty efficiently. So 9.3.
It's always
9.3.
cool when you have a movie where it's like, all right, not everything was perfect, but it still was a damn good movie, you know?
Yes, yeah, yeah.
So I
And
would
maybe
say
I'm being too critical, but
nah, it's all right, bro. You're a comic guy. It comes with the job. It comes. I would say 9.5 out of 10. I honestly saw somebody say, if you say anything less than a 9 out of 10, you're just doing it for the love of the game. You're just hating.
yeah,
This
yeah,
is still a
yeah.
good movie.
Yeah. I asked I forget who I was talking to, but someone said like, yeah, it was like an 8.4. And I was like, why? And they're like, yeah, I don't know. I like Tobey Maguire. I like Tobey Maguire Spider-Man more. And it's just like, what's your opinion based off of other than
Yeah.
nostalgia?
It's like he didn't even see the movie.
Yeah, like you just saw Tom Holland and threw up and left. I don't
Shit's
know.
crazy.
I don't know. But
Yeah. So this was some of the best version of Spider-Man I've seen. Tom Holland, interesting debates will begin after this film. Best Spider-Man? How do you feel?
oh, I knew this was coming too, and I don't have an answer because I feel like I know I love Andrew Garfield more than a lot of people do. Like, and
A
maybe
lot of people do
that
like
is
him though.
yeah, that's yes. maybe that's like a nostalgia thing for me because I remember when I was like, well, I don't know how old I was when the second movie with Electro came out, but seeing the trailer come out, like I was like my world was shaken, like I was rocked. But Tobey Maguire is also like a nostalgia pick. Like I feel
Yeah,
like he was a good Spider-Man, but those movies
great.
are just like I was gonna say otherwise. Not that they weren't great, but I don't know. It's tough. It's tough. And this is like the first time that we've seen, maybe not the first time, but like a majority of what we've seen Tom Holland in has been in like these like multiversal, like in space, like universal threats. Whereas we've never seen Tobey Maguire or Andrew Garfield do any of
Yeah,
that. But now we've seen a Tom Holland Spider-Man as like just facing street level threats and overcoming his own demons.
this is perfect.
Gosh,
Yeah,
yeah,
for the
this
ranking.
is like yes, yes, because I don't think like Tobey Maguire or Andrew Garfield overcame adversity like that in any of their movies. Like not those actors, but you know what I mean. Like they're Peter
Yeah,
Parkers. Yeah, I think it's almost and like now that I'm thinking about it right now in this moment, I think it's incomparable to what Tom Holland did in this movie. This
I
Peter
mean,
Parker's just been through more.
Tobey Maguire had a dude praying for him to die, though.
Like that's more of a problem for Eddie Brock, not him. That's crazy though. I
That's
remember my birthday last December. I took off work and I just stayed home. Like I was such a chud. I just stayed home and watched like I rewatched the Tobey Maguire movies.
uh,
And I remember seeing that scene and I was like, God, he's low key valid though. Like bro took his girl and his job.
everything from bro.
Yeah,
I don't know if he has any family or anything for the
that
most
didn't
part.
seem like it,
That's his
no.
life. And it's just funny as hell. God probably
Yeah.
sent that one to spam.
He was like, it's going to the junk folder and getting deleted. Your
But
archive, buddy.
I think that's just probably one of the funniest things I've seen in a superhero film. But it
Yeah.
is like a real thing. Like it makes you think there's people that hate people like that.
Yes. Yeah. There's someone in the world right now in this moment is probably in the church praying on someone's dump. Like, or like I
Kill Peter
guarantee
Parker is crazy, bro.
it. Kill him.
Uh, but yeah, so for me, how I would rank them. This is just off the top of the dome. I didn't have it in the
Yeah.
notes yet. But
Uh,
Tobey Maguire at 1, Tom Holland at 2, Andrew at 3.
yeah.
Well, I don't know if we put Miles Morales in it. I don't know if you put him in there or just live action.
And
Let's just do live action.
we'll do live action for now because we'll talk about movie rankings later. But yeah, dude, why? Okay, tell me why Tobey Maguire's in your number one.
I think for the Spider-Man that I know, if I'm putting Spider-Man together, he's a fucking nerd. He can't be cool. He can't be like, and having him have success with women just doesn't make sense to me, you know? So I think as a nerd, Tobey Maguire plays it the best. And then also just like a lot of nostalgia within it. Um, the action sequences, all he had to deal with, him having an Uncle Ben, Aunt May, like I just love the villains, just everything I want with the Spider-Man movies. I get with Tobey Maguire. That's my guy. He played it to a T. It's also like you got to factor in first to do it. The standard was high.
I think that argument goes both ways though. Like the standard was high, and I think Andrew Garfield and Tom Holland have met that bar, in my opinion. And I guess I can't say too much about like the nostalgia argument because again, that's how I kind of feel with Andrew Garfield. And honestly, I don't know why that is, but I think like I don't know why when I was little I appreciated the Andrew Garfield movies more than I did Tobey Maguire. Maybe because like the scenes and like effects were like a lot better,
They were.
but they were,
Spider-Man
yeah,
2, like I mean Amazing Spider-Man, like him
yeah,
fighting Electro with the electricity and
yeah.
shit. That shit was cool.
Yeah, that's the coldest scene. Yeah, there's no arguing that. But I don't know, and I do agree with the argument that Andrew Garfield was a little cool to be Spider-Man. Like nobody's bullying him.
No.
Like you're gonna tell me you're shoving him in a locker? No way. But
Tom
I
Holland, I feel like is a perfect blend of the two as like
he
cool
is.
and nerd. Cause
Yes,
I mean,
yes.
but his bully is Flash Thompson.
But yeah, and the argument with like, see, I didn't even think about that before you brought it up. Like the excuse me, like not having an Uncle Ben. Yeah, I think that does kind of take away from Tom Holland a little bit. because that's a pretty important like arc for both Toby and Andrew. Like, I forget, did Andrew Garfield like ever have like an on-screen Uncle Ben? Like, or did he die in the first movie ever, or was he just
I
kind of
think he
without one? And
he had an Uncle Ben, but I don't think he had an Aunt May. I'm not sure though.
no, he had an MA for sure. He had an MA.
His Uncle Ben, I think, died like right in the beginning of the first film. I think.
Okay,
Well, let
yeah,
me see.
I forget. And see, like I'm arguing this movie and I forgot, so now I feel like a fraud.
You got to go back and watch it, bro. You just watching the TikTok edits.
Whoever said that in the TikTok comments, come see me.
Actually, he
That's absurd.
doesn't. I don't think he has an Uncle Ben.
I
Oh
was gonna say because part of the
no,
second movie. Go ahead.
no, he does. It's Martin Sheen.
Oh my gosh, yeah, he does. He does.
He does. All right, I'll cut
Okay.
this out, bro. Don't worry. I'll clip it. I mean, I'll cut it out.
So okay, Andrew Garfield having an Uncle Ben, yeah, Tobey Maguire having an Uncle Ben, that's an important part of the storyline for Spider-Man in general. But for Tom Holland not to have that and still exceed expectations, that speaks a lot, which is why, honestly, dude, I think Tom Holland's number one for me.
And you're gonna say Toby 3. Don't you dare say it.
I think it's gonna have to be. I think Andrew Garfield, dude, he's so underappreciated. Like, I
Yeah,
feel
he is.
like he did like in his movies too, like just like really living Spider, like that scene where he was like actually crawling on the lizard and wrapping around him and wrapping him up. Like, there's no beating that. But I can, gosh, it's such a close call because I can't confidently say that either
It's
because I
it's
do
like
like,
ranking your favorite ice cream. It's like your three favorite. It's
yeah.
like they're all good. My
Well, that's a
thing.
clear cookies and cream, but
Okay, all right,
like,
all right. That think of something that's all good that you got to rank. All right.
bad analogy, bad analogy. Um,
But think about it. I think Tom Holland is a good mix between them both. I think Garfield might be the best Spider-Man, maybe.
yeah, yeah.
And Tobey Maguire is the best Peter Parker, in my opinion. I think that sells it for me too. And just his like arc and just seeing it all the way through. Him, at the wrestling thing, 3 minutes of playtime. Like just his movies are peak for me. There's a lot of nostalgia in it, bro. I know, but he's my number one goat still. It's close though, because Brand New Day, Tom Holland was in his bag. He did really well.
Mm. Oh gosh, dude, I can't appreciate the wrestling scene like most people can. I just can't. But
That
like
shit's hilarious.
but yeah, dude, I don't know. Andrew Garfield's just like it just slept on. Like I liked him a lot more. But Tobey Maguire, like, see, I'm trying not to let like the actual movie affect it, like my take
Yeah,
of it. But it's hard. It's hard because I can't appreciate like Tobey Maguire. Like, there's nothing more iconic than when he was like when he was crawling on buildings for the first time. That shit, like when I was little, that
and
had
he's
me
doing the.
like gripping tables, like with all my fingers like laid out. I was trying to like see if like they'd stick to the table. Like that, it did have an impact on me. Don't get me wrong, but just something about Andrew Garfield's Spider Man was just cooler, just better. You know what I
Yeah, he
mean?
he did he did really well with it. Another thing too, Tobey Maguire had the Venom symbiote or whatever. Um, I know I'm gonna cut that out. And we saw like how they handled that shit was cool as fuck. The dude thought he leveled up. Like he was
Yeah,
getting all the girls and stuff. He was a demon with the symbiote all over him and shit. Yeah, I
yeah,
love that part. So I think maybe we've just seen the most of Tobey Maguire in terms of like the arc and all the stuff he had to deal with. Tom
mm,
Holland got a fourth movie, but majority of his movies, he's fucking around with the Avengers and shit, you know,
yeah,
and
yeah.
CEO of sex.
That's why it's been incomparable. But Andrew Garfield did get robbed. Like that third
Yeah,
movie, I feel like had the potential to unwrap a lot. Like not just like because people will always say and complain about like how we never got like a Sinister Six, like the post credit scene of the second one teased, how we never got like a true Green Goblin arc. But I think the better thing that people forget about is like there was so much underlying lore in that version of Peter Parker, like with that end credit scene, not end credits, but in the movie where like his Uncle Ben, or not Uncle Ben, where his parents were like killed on the plane, like
yeah.
why that was, like because someone saw like the potential of Spider-Man. Like there was so much to unwrap there and it was just cold turkey cut. Like I feel like if that was continued, he'd really have an argument. Not that I don't think he does already, because I think he does, but there was so much there and it will always like I was talking to a friend the other day, like, They better make like an AI Amazing Spider-Man 3 in the future. My grandkids would take me to see that. I like the AI movies. I need
AI
that to get
slop.
done.
Yeah, they probably could do it. I mean, and I feel like Tobey Maguire had a really good director that put things together. Real like Spider-Man 2. I think in terms of dealing with adversity, all that stuff, it doesn't get
That's
as
the best
it
one.
doesn't get
That's
better
the
than
best
that.
one.
But
Yeah.
Brand New Day has that too. So I think this director from Shang-Chi, I don't want to butcher his name, but he
Mm.
did a fantastic job as well. Whereas Andrew Garfield, maybe his director, the vision behind the film kind of lessened his, movies and stuff.
Yeah. 100%. I So we get into the movie rankings now?
Yeah, I was just about to say that. Good
All
segue.
right. All right, yeah. So I got a list ready.
Uh,
Are you gonna go off the are you gonna rip it off the dome?
yeah.
All right. So how should we start? Should I go top to bottom or bottom to top?
Whichever you prefer, brother.
All right. I think see, okay, I think this is including the Spider-Verse movies,
Yeah.
Miles Morales, the two that have come out. This includes both of the Andrew Garfield movies, all three of the Tobey Maguire movies, and all four of the Tom Holland movies. I think number one is Across the Spider-Verse. No contest. I'm
That's the
like,
second one, right?
that's the second one. Yeah, there's no arguing that. Like that movie was peak. Spot's development from the beginning to the end was just scary. Like I felt and like see like when I saw the first Into the Spider-Verse, that music with Prowler showing up,
Yeah,
like
that shit was
dude, that
peak.
was intimidating. And in my head, I was like, they can't top that. There's no way. Like, how are they
And
gonna
they
make a
did.
character more intimidating? And they did with Spot out of all characters, someone that wasn't intimidating at first. He was like the joke, the butt of the movies. And I think Miguel O'Hara,
He was
voiced
peak.
by Oscar Isaac. Dude, like he should play a live action version of that character. Like that character was like it. I don't care if he was
It
a
would
villain
make
or not.
sense.
Like he was great. He was
And
incredible.
Spot, dude, Spot getting hit by a bagel and turning into the like
Yes, yeah. It all started with that bagel. But not like that, and the fact that like there were so like I can always appreciate when a movie has a lot of moving pieces and they all tie into one thing and it makes sense. Like all of like the Miles Morales storylines of like his dad and his uncle being the Prowler, and then like going to like this universe with all these Spider-Men, and now he finds out like that's why you guys are visiting like the older Spider-Man, and then
yeah.
Spider-Woman like visiting him, like it was for a reason, and it was because he wasn't supposed to exist. Like that was like a mind blower for me. Like it's such a phenomenal job. And some could argue that these are incomparable to like live action movies because but to like cherry on top, the graphics in that
I think
movie.
that's yeah, I would say that's the best one. And it's funny because it's an animation one, but
Yeah.
Miles Morales, it feels like it has heart too. Yeah, all the Spider-Mans coming together. It didn't feel like slop. It didn't feel like, all right,
No.
this is kind of just for nostalgia. And then
Yeah.
the cherry on top is you see Childish Gambino as Prowler like in real life. That was cool.
Mm. Okay. So that's number one without a doubt.
I
I think
agree.
there's no contest to that. Number two, I'm putting Brand New Day. Brand New Day was really
Okay.
good. Yeah, Brand New Day was number two. I feel like that's and it's not obviously it's not close with like Across the Spider-Verse. I'd never put it above that. But Brand New Day, again, a movie that had a lot of moving pieces that did it very well. I only had a few critiques about it with characters that don't really have to do with Spider-Man. Like it had to do with Jean Grey and it had to do
Yeah.
with like that stupid message push. But at the end of the day, it was a like phenomenal movie of a street level Spider-Man who's dealing with his problems mentally. Because at the end of the day, he's a kid or he's a young adult going through life like everybody else. He just has superpowers. Like it felt a little relatable at the end of the day, you know.
Yeah. So
And I could appreciate that.
yeah, so I think we could go 1 and 1 and 2 and 2. Or like we'll go like I'll say my
Okay,
second.
yeah.
Just
All
all
right.
right. So my second, I'll probably say Spider-Man
But
2.
so you agree with number one being
Yeah, I
Across the
agree with number
Spider-Verse?
1. Yeah,
Okay.
I'd say
And you
Spider-Man 2. Tobey Maguire's.
okay, that's my number three, so I'm not mad about that. But why do you put it above everything else? See, okay, I guess like I basically have it at the same spot. It's at three for me. But yeah, dude, I
It's
love,
interchangeable to be honest, but
yeah, dude, Otto Octavius's arc, like
it was
that's
beautiful.
awesome. It's awesome. Yeah, like there's no
Uh
and just the way that it closed out with him like doing the right thing without a second thought to just because like of what happened with his wife and like him sinking in the ocean with his project again without hesitation and like for Peter to be fighting someone that was his mentor that he looked up to and having to do that and having to make that call, it spoke volumes. Like
Mhm.
that's a movie that it had you thinking afterward, you know? Like that's just something you could like
Had a
watch
lot of
over and
heart too.
over
And just
again.
him
Yeah.
juggling that adversity, seeing it for the first time was beautiful. And just the horror element too. I liked how Sam Raimi had it like the tentacles were like it was like a scary movie scene. That shit
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
so I think it's probably the most well grounded film of
Yeah.
Spider-Man. And just that's the blueprint for live action. So the
Yeah.
animation one is one. And then for live action terms, like the best one of that, I think is probably Spider-Man 2.
Yeah, I can understand that, and that's a good way to put it, that it was well grounded because there wasn't any, like, other, like, storyline about another villain or, like, any, like, there was rarely any, like, side problems or whatever.
Yeah.
It was literally just Peter Parker and versus his ability to, like, go against his mentor,
And then Mary
but
Jane doing some bullshit on the MJ doing some
don't
bullshit on
even
the
get
side.
me started, dude. She's the worst character in history.
So number three, what you got? Oh, you Spider-Man 2?
Spider-Man 2, what's your number 3?
Number three, I'd probably say Brand New Day.
Okay, okay, that's fair,
I
that's fair.
said Brand New Day was the best Spider-Man movie, like just right out of instant reaction out of the film. But now that I've slept on it for a couple days, I think it's the third. I think that's a good spot for it. Like you said, it's a close thing. It's the closest live action to Spider-Man 2. That's what a lot of people have said as well. And I agree. Just having heart, having that adversity, just having Peter Parker struggle with a lot of things in that film. Just a lot of things. Not just Aunt
Yeah,
May's death, MJ losing Ned as a friend too, seeing him deal with that, and just seeing how it's impacted his adult life was peak. So
yeah.
that's number three for me. Number four, what you got?
Number 4, I have Into the Spider-Verse.
Yes,
The
I
other
agree.
animated movie, there was no when I first got this list brought up to me, that was like, there's no way that both those movies don't end up in my top 5, like, it almost ended up in my top 3, but yeah, again, the visuals, the graphics, Prowler, like, that like, everything about that movie was peak, like, there was no better way to bring up the different universes of Spider-Man, like, there was nothing else to it, like, I felt like it was a good original segue into what we're getting now and hopefully in 2028
Yeah,
or 27 now. Like, how has it gotten pushed? How far has it gotten
I
pushed
think
now?
it's next year. Next year,
Okay. Yeah, that's I mean, I can't even say much about it. It's a phenomenal movie.
10 out of 10.
Um,
Damn there.
and
Yeah.
honestly, like, I had hesitance because and maybe this is a little immature, but when it first came out and I saw that it was, like, animated and, like, all this stuff, like, I was a little hesitant and, like, is this a kid's movie? Is you know what I mean? Like, but it was really good, like, you can't like, there's no other way to put it, like, there's not many people that you go up to and they say it's a bad movie, like,
No,
it's not at
Jocelyn
all.
didn't want to see that shit. I was like, dude, the movie got a 98 on Rotten Tomatoes. Like this shit is gonna be
I'm
good. And she was like, no,
I'm
I
not
don't want to
gonna
see it.
I'm not gonna lie, I was in her boat for a little
Yeah,
bit, like, I was also hesitant, but I'm glad I threw it out the window and got out of my comfort zone and watched it 'cause it's on my
was
number
peak.
4 list.
Number
Mm,
five,
for me, Spider-Man: Homecoming, Tom
really?
Holland. Yeah, that's number 5 because that's
Well,
the only other
Mysterio.
one. No, Mysterio was in Far From Home.
Okay, so Homecoming is the first
Homecoming
one
was
then.
Vulture. Yeah, Homecoming was first one, Vulture, Michael Keaton. For obviously, okay, Michael Keaton's very decorated actor, like, very
Beetlejuice.
well known. Literally, Beetlejuice was on Spider-Man's ass. Like, there was no
Yeah,
but, yeah, no, so, yeah, Homecoming for sure, that was, like I mean, we talked about it earlier, Tom Holland is just, like, one like, he has an argument for being the best Spider-Man, and the only argument is that he's been in a lot of these multiversal movies. Homecoming is the only movie where he wasn't really fighting any multiversal weird threats. Again, my problem is that Iron Man was basically running shit,
yeah,
but, like, I Michael Keaton was a real, like, down to earth, like, villain to where he had, like, a reason for being a villain. He was wronged by Stark Industries, and Peter Parker was really just like, "Dude, I wanna be an Avenger so bad, like, I already went through, like, Endgame or whatever, like, now this is my time, like, I could fight anything." To get stumped by someone as street level as Vulture, it humbled him, and
yeah.
that was a really good segue to being like, "Yeah, like, Peter Parker's a kid." then he get humbled just like any other kid, superpowers or not. Like that's just what happens. I like the Shockwave cameo. I liked like that. I liked that they didn't rush the whole like MJ romance thing. I
Yeah.
liked that at the end of the movie they didn't like there was no inclination that they were gonna get together. Obviously, because it's MJ, that's like her character, but there was no like they weren't together by the end of the movie. So that I appreciated that a lot. And the difference between like Tobey like that's my other argument with the Tobey Maguire movies, and I'm rambling now. My argument with
You're
the
good.
Tobey Maguire movies is that Tobey Maguire, Peter Parker, and James Franco, Harry Osborn, there's no chemistry there. Like you
You
rewatch
don't
those
think so?
movies no, bro, you rewatch those movies and you don't think that they've been boys for life. Like, how are you gonna be boys for life and you get with your best friend's like girl that they're interested in? Like in my friend group, like or like anywhere,
Yeah.
you
That's
just don't
crazy.
do that. Like, yeah, that you tell me that's your boy
Nah,
for
that
life in the second movie, you're like, yeah, I like MJ too. What? Like, you don't do that. But Ned's his boy, and you would think that they were born together, dude. That's a friendship that you can't deny. Yeah, and
now
that was a good way of showing it.
the
Yeah,
chemistry was off between the two as friends. I could see that. But when they're enemies, I feel that shit. You killed my
yeah.
dad, I'm coming after you. I fuck with
I
that.
guess, yeah,
That
yeah,
part where I think they make that up in
yeah,
that aspect. But yeah, I like the pick. I think that's one that I gotta reevaluate where I have it because that was a good Spider-Man film. But for me, Spider-Man, the first one of Tobey's is probably 5 for me. I think it doesn't get any better than Green Goblin as villain. William Dafoe killed that shit, bro. He was
yeah,
a menace. He
yeah.
pulled up to Aunt May crib, blew that shit up because she ain't let him get a piece of the turkey. That little
Because he
Thanksgiving.
could.
He said, "What do you say? Pray again?" Or say he says, "While she's praying."
Yes.
That's crazy. It doesn't get better than that.
Tobey Maguire villains go out of pocket. Like there's no you couldn't do Tobey Maguire villains in this day and age. That's so funny.
So that's in my top 5. Now,
Yeah, yeah. I might have to rewrite this list a little bit because now that you say that, I that's a strong argument for the first movie. Aside from the fact that, like, yeah, like him, I think out of all of them, the argument that Tobey Maguire has is his development into
it
Spider-Man.
was peak.
Like
Yeah,
Andrews was rushed, I will say. Tom Holland's like he already was Spider-Man the first time
yeah.
you saw him. But
Civil War. Yeah.
Tobey Maguire, you felt it with him. Like, dude, he's confused. Why is he jacked all of a sudden? Like, I'm sticking to
He did
walls. I can't.
it.
Yeah. Like that was relatable. Like, dude, if I got superpowers like that, that's probably what I'd be doing too. Like, I'd probably be around the city looking like an idiot too.
Yeah.
So that's a good argument. See, in my next movie,
6, right?
yeah, 6 was gonna be No Way Home, but shoot, this is tough. I think I'm gonna keep it there. I'm gonna keep No Way Home
I got No
just
Way Home
because.
at 6 too.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna keep it there because no better way than to like incorporate a bunch of cameos from different older Spider-Man villains and have them all like go against him for like a good reason
Yeah.
and yet come out on top and they all work together. I really don't have many complaints about the movie.
Yeah.
Like obviously I know like Doctor Strange was a big part of it and I like Doctor Strange, but it's kind of same argument as Homecoming. He was in it a little much.
Yeah. My thing is, all right, if I take the 3 Spider-Mans and the villains out of that, I know that's taken a lot from the film. Then it's
It's like
this
the whole
not
movie.
it's not in my top 5. You know, if Toby and Andrew aren't in it, I don't think I view it the same.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a big argument.
So then I would say like it has the potential to be a top 5 Spider-Man movie. It's a great one. I love it, but
Yeah.
it's just I love it a lot because of those 3 Spider-Man sharing the screen together. It was peak. It was good. Great first watch. I think
Yeah.
it probably has one of the best first watches out of these movies. Um,
Yeah.
so
The
I
hype
think
around it too.
6 is fair. For
Mm.
7, I'd probably say Homecoming because yeah, Homecoming was great.
Mm.
But yeah, I know this is a good list of movies. He has a lot of good
Yeah.
movies.
Yes, yes.
I know you're gonna bring up the Amazing Spider-Man now.
I'm willing to drop this bomb that I got at 7 and 8. I got Amazing Spider-Man 2 and 7,
Okay.
and then 1 and 8. Because, dude, I can't get over how raw Jamie Foxx Electro was.
Yeah.
Like the only reason I rewatched that movie is for him. Like you just know,
When he gets
dude.
his power up, he's cold. Yeah.
Yes, bro. Like it is like there's no beating a villain arc like that. Honestly, Green Goblin, throw him out of the movie, bro. Like the movie could have gone without him. There was no reason to have him in the movie. Like,
Looks scabby.
yeah, dude, like he's a kid peeling in the sun. Like,
Yeah.
just gross. But Electro was raw, dude. I can't get over that. And that's like a villain that, in my opinion, a lot of people disagree. Like, people disagree, like, oh, like the coldest villains are the ones that do it, like, just because they love the game. Like, they're just evil at heart. This is a guy that was like ignored all his life, overlooked,
He had a
and
good
now
arc.
he did. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's the argument there. And then the first one, like they did a great job with the lizard. Like if there was a live
He was a good
action
villain.
lizard like production, that was the ideal one. And again, Andrew Garfield coming up and getting his powers and his Uncle Ben like arc, like it was pretty good. It was pretty ideal. But they're still 7 and 8. That's like they're not as good as the ones that I had brought up before. But
I would say, yeah, Amazing Spider-Man 2, I think just off the fighting scenes, just off Electro as a villain. Yeah, you bring up some good points. I'd probably put that as my 8.
yeah.
I think that's definitely there. And then probably 9. I like Mysterio as a villain. I like that. So that's Homecoming then. Homecoming. I'll be mixing up the names, but
Far
Mysterio
From
as a
Home.
villain. Oh, Far From Home. I
Yeah.
think that was it was a good movie. You know,
Mm.
the villain, obviously he's not, hurt nobody, but mentally with him being in the like portals and all like in the different like fucking up the visuals was peak. The visuals look great. And he had like good reasoning too. Him at the end saying, his name's Peter Parker.
See, bro, but
That's
like
my
I'll
9.
just yeah. Okay, before I get my opinion on that, my 9 is I'm gonna get hate. My 9 and 10 are Spider-Man 1 and 3.
Dang,
Tobey Maguire.
I gotta reevaluate my list. I don't think I put Spider-Man 3 anywhere.
Yeah, Spider-Man 3.
And that's my favorite movie.
No way. Okay, but Spider-Man 3, like,
Nostalgia.
yes, that's my argument. Because like you, like in the hype around it too, like you put like 3 big Spider-Man villains in one movie, it's bound to like be talked about. Like Sandman, good arc. Venom, good arc. Eddie Brock, we talked about that. The hate that he had for Peter Parker was
It's different.
undeniable.
You felt it.
But again, I can't get behind that. Like Harry Osborn is just like, man, fuck you. It just like goes out. You know what I'm saying? Like it felt
Yeah.
like no chemistry. Like I can't get behind it. MJ sucks. Like MJ just sucks. Like I can't. Like the whole
She's
movie.
damn near a villain, bro. She's
Yeah,
one of the
literally,
villains.
she's one of the Sinister Six. Like, dude, the whole reason, like the no chemistry argument that Harry Osborn is going after her or going after him because like they're fighting over her. She's one of the reasons they're fighting. It's like, why are you? I know it's a movie.
Yeah.
Is she worth it? Like you're fighting over her. You're gonna like people are gonna die. Buildings are gonna fall over. You're gonna tell me Sandman's like the size of a skyscraper, beating the brakes off your boy on top of that skyscraper.
Yeah.
Because you're fighting for MJ? Like, that sucks,
Yeah.
dude. I can't get behind that. That's such like a stupid...
She had
Obviously,
like
I know
6 boyfriends in all of the in the trilogy.
Literally.
One of them was your boy.
Bro, like, and I know, like, he also, obviously, it's not just MJ. Like, he found out that Peter killed his dad. Like, I know that. I get that. But I can't get behind it. That's just personally, I can't. Which is why it's 10 instead of 9. Because 9 is 1. And again, Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, his build up to becoming Spider-Man is the best out of the 3. I'll say that with my chest. It's the best out of the 3.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So you have Spider-Man 1 at 11 then?
Spider-Man 1 is at 9, 3 is at 10, 11 is Far From Home Mysterio. Don't get me wrong, Jake Gyllenhaal's great, dude. Like he was a great cast. Again, I think like same argument as Homecoming though. Like Nick Fury was in it a little much.
Yeah.
Mysterio as like I think it was really predictable that he was going to be a villain. Obviously because Mysterio's a villain, like duh. But like they weren't like really like hiding it. Like when he was like trying to be buddy with Spider-Man, it was like, come on, bro. Like when are you gonna flip? Just flip.
I know. So now that I reevaluate it, I agree with you, bro. Spider-Man Far From Home goes last. That's 11.
Yeah.
Because
it's not entirely a bad movie.
No, they're all good movies. That's the hard part about ranking this. But you think about the villain like Mysterio, I'm not really scared of, bro. He
Yeah.
might
Yeah.
fuck with my vision. He might make
Yeah.
me see some things,
Like,
right?
give me a headache. That's it.
But
Like,
Jean Grey honestly was worse than Mysterio. Her doing the shit with kissing, making him think MJ still fuck with him was
that's
crazy.
that's villainy. Yeah, that's
Mysterio couldn't
evil.
do that.
That's straight evil. That's straight evil. And the thing too, like you brought up earlier, like the whole like, oh, like now the whole world knows who Spider-Man is. What was the point?
Yeah.
Like
The next
what? You know
film
what I
they did a
mean? Yeah, like literally. But yeah, I think that's a pretty, at least in the rankings that I've seen, that's a pretty common take is for Far From Home to be last.
yeah, and we could like send me a message of like all yours together, or I could put it together from the episode, and we can reevaluate it and look at it then. Um,
Yeah.
just because you forget about a banger like Spider-Man 3, totally
Yeah.
can't believe that happened. But to end things off, this is kind of a willy nilly question. I usually do it with all my podcast episodes. Do you have a Marvel hot take to end it off?
Marvel hot take. Oh gosh.
I know I'm putting you on the spot. My fault, bro.
I don't honestly like. I think my Marvel hot take has to be with Spider-Man.
Okay.
That I think the Tobey Maguire movies are like a little bit overrated solely because of nostalgia. In terms of like in terms of the Avengers, like I think all my takes are pretty consistent with what the public thinks.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I think my hot take comes with Spider-Man. That Tobey Maguire, I wouldn't put them ahead of Tom Holland or Spider-Verse, or I enjoyed Andrew Garfield's movies a lot more
I think that
rewatching
might
them.
be the hot, but honestly, a lot of people fuck with the Andrew Garfield movie, so it's kind of depends on the person. Very,
Yeah, yeah.
trying to think what my hot take would be.
I'm trying to think too because I'm trying to think if I have like a hotter one.
You said some already in this show. in this, I'm trying to think. I think yeah, probably Spider-Man 3 being in my top 5 Spider-Man films is probably going to be
Mm,
my hot take. I think that's something that it means something to me. That's a movie I could go watch the whole week. Just never forget
mm.
about it. That might be my underrated movie of the week. I'll put on my TikTok later. I already posted a TikTok about it. Motherfuckers gonna clown me and shit. Who knows?
Yeah.
It's gonna be in the hidden comments. But
Yeah,
I appreciate you, bro, for coming on the pod, man.
absolutely,
We
yeah.
were podding, bro. We were having too much fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah,
Absolutely. Thanks
whenever
for having me.
yeah, no problem. Whenever you're down to talk some Marvel, I'll cook up a script for you. But yeah, that's all we got for the pod. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. As always, peace. I said, "Oh, She-Hulk was a good show." I'm like, I was expecting motherfuckers to agree, and they're like, "Yeah, nobody."